Ranking Fans Fish Tanks Part 2. If you want yours rated next, please leave it down below as a picture comment. All right, let's jump into it. Damian Smith is where we're going to start first, and I think the tank looks absolutely great. A bunch of dense plants. Main focal point is this piece of driftwood in the middle. The only weird things that I see in this tank currently are the slant to your substrate doesn't really make sense. It kind of starts low on the left and goes to the right and gets bigger. That doesn't make sense to me. It should build from front to back in this tank. And then also your foreground plants aren't completely grown in yet, and so they just kind of look like they're kind of hanging out. I think once you get those a nice carpet or whatever the purpose of that plant is, I think it'll look much better. Right now you're getting a 7.5 out of 10. Great rating. Next, we're going to go to Richo Basic, and look, I can't say a lot about this tank because it's an absolutely gorgeous tank. It has that main focal point of the big red plant directly in the middle with some driftwood off to the side. The main thing that I would change about this tank is just trimming up the plants that are on the left side because they're a little bit overgrown, but that's really just nitpicking. This is a 10 out of 10. Knocks the ball out the park. Way to go on this tank. Absolutely gorgeous. Next, we have Joe King. And look, this one's a little bit rough. I'm going to be a little bit nitpicky on this one. The first thing that I noticed is that your substrate is just a flat layer of sand. You want to build a substrate layer to have the most nutrients for your plants as possible. You also want to build it from front to back, smallest, littlest amount of sand in the front to a large amount of sand in the back. That way it builds depth in your tank. It'll actually really help you when you're planting stems in the background to help kind of guard the emptiness that you have in the tank currently. Speaking of stem plants, you have them currently planted in the foreground rather than the background, and that's usually something that you would want to fix. The stems living in the background not only help build depth, but when they're in the background, because you have such an empty tank right now, you can see cords and stuff in the background. Those stems, once they grow, actually will block out of a lot of that and make it just look a little bit prettier. Last but not least, the current focal point is the driftwood, and it's just kind of in the middle of nowhere right now. You want to have that living somewhere to where it helps build flow to the tank. Look up the golden ratio. I think that'll really help you kind of understand the design to how you want your tank to flow. But anyway, I hope this helps you guys out. If you want me to rate your tanks, please leave it down below. Oh yeah, Joe King, 4 out of 10. Decent looking tank, but we have some work to do, right? But anyway, comment, like, share, whatever you do. I'll see you guys later.